We are going to go live. So here we go, going live. If you go up to the loft today, you're sure of a big surprise. If you go up to the loft today, you'll never believe your eyes. For every train there ever was has gathered there together, because today's the day that Jenny does the Monday Club. Yay!
Don't you just love it when she just presses the button when you're halfway through doing something? You're live now.
Hey, I said you were going live.
Yeah, well,
I can give you a 5-second countdown.
Oh, whoopee-doo, don't use all 5 seconds at once. Big hello to you all. We're just testing out TRS trains, Brighton H1. So we've got it going round. I'm not sure whether it'll show on camera the smoke too well. It is smoking. It's got working drain cocks as well. Apparently this is the first working drain cocks locomotive that TRS trains have done. So we are going to do a full video on this over the coming weeks. We'll record one and it'll go out in one of the slots. But at the moment we've got it running here on the Monday Club. We've got to keep an eye on it. Don't want it running dry. It's one of those that works with just the water fill. We had the Tornado, we had the 14XX as well, which is an amazing little locomotive with how much they packed into such a small locomotive. This one has taken the concept one step further with having those working drain cocks, but apparently it's not a straightforward conversion. So let's have a look and see who is in the house.
Whose house?
Yeah, Jenny's house. So we've got, let me just scroll back. Gosh, you guys have been busy. Norfolk Engage, Jerry BVR, the Birmingham Train Spotter, Clive Cobalt, Patrick Ling, Aiden's Railways, Ben Tullett, Dominic Z, Anfield Road Layout in the Loft, Houston WHAP, Flymo Chairman 1, Wamgok, Dongit's Model Railway, Gamehammer Classic Gaming, that would be you.
Might be.
And Ben Tullett asking, okay, who dislikes? Yeah, don't worry. Don't worry, the troll always passes through, and it's nice that it's a night off for somebody.
I just think, thanks for the engagements.
Exactly. Belmont Junction, Mark Hemmeldown MR. Who else have we got? Matthew Hobbs Railways, Peter Leyland messing about with models. Samuel Ives, Withen Model Railway, great to see you. Warbler Productions, great to see you too. Blackpool Steve, Ruben Ashwell, Haven Rail, Gwion Reese Davies, good evening to you, Southern Train Girl.
I just realised why you were looking at your phone, because
yes.
brought the chat up on screen.
Yes, the Aylesmead Project, 156 Andrew, AFD Comp, Michael Pollitt, let's have a look who else. Mark Wilson, good evening Midducks, and Malcolm Moore, Timber Surf, Vobert Becking. If I am reading out several names twice, it's just because I've forgotten which ones I've mentioned as I'm scrolling through. Gary Mullane, big hello to you from Ireland. Alex Dent, Mells, Cameron Patterson, UKX Greenie, Penalane TMD, Larry Rogers, David Scott, Bo Minnick. And says, hello everyone, who brought the beer and and I think that's meant to say donuts. We haven't received either, so who do we complain to? Mike at Pudham Junction, Tim Davis, Birmingham Train Spotter says, is that a class 37 I see? No, that is a class 40. So, let's see here. Ian the Train, hi to you. Teddy Edward, Cheshire Lines, Patrick Hill Station. But yeah, it is a great evening, and my voice feels a little bit strained at the moment, just so you know. So if I start to sound a little bit hoarse, that is why. Right, what have we got running? Well, as the thumbnail should have given away, we've got the Cali 812, I think it is. That's the new one from Rails of Sheffield in partnership with the National Railway Museum in Bachman. That's currently going round in that really, really attractive Caledonian Railway blue. We're going to be doing a full review on those over the next week or so. I'm just moving the fan around just to try and get some cooling. It is a little bit warm here because I'm feeling a bit ill.
Here's your cold and flu tablets. Jenny doesn't have COVID. We have had her tested.
Yeah. There was just they went, oh, and by the way, apparently you haven't got the COVID, but here's the results for the test you did come in for.
Yes. The thing that Jenny actually did was she went in for a DNA test but forgot to revise.
Oh, yeah, I failed it. Right, can you get me a Coke?
I can.
I've got
so,
tablet.
Dominic Z says, Jenny, do you know that the Kickline figures were also redistributed by many other companies in different countries? Galoob in France, Amio Toys in the Philippines, and Kenner in the US. I'm surprised that Galoob didn't distribute them in the US if they had the rights to some places, because they were fairly big in the US thanks to Micro Machines.
Absolutely, but Dominic Z, our Kickline correspondent, thank you for that information. The Birmingham Train Spotter says, I always prefer the Class 46 peak than the Class 40. Actually, I do. I made it my mission to get one of each of the peaks. So I've got Class 44, 45 and 46, as well as the Class 40. I know 40 is not a peak, but it does share a lot of similarity.
Underground Eric says, evening Jenny and company, can't watch much this evening, about to drive a freight to Felixstowe. Enjoy.
Indeed. Well, look, you have a good time. Barry Turner says, evening, my ducks. And guess who is watching? 9 o'clock on yesterday, the Hornby story. Of course, yes, today's big news. And I think that this really is just people who can get access to a satellite TV channel called Yesterday in the UK. Yeah, I know anybody who's never heard of it. It's like, Yesterday? Is that on tomorrow? And it is a strange name for a TV channel. I think it's what used to be UK TV History.
Yes, but because its focus is usually on recent history, they changed the name from History to Yesterday. It's like in trying to invoke a nostalgia thing, as opposed to the History Channel, which originally was all about the ancient Egyptians and things like that. Although, once it gets to late at night, it stops being the ancient Egyptians built the pyramids and starts becoming alien monsters from outer space built the pyramids.
Yeah, but the thing is, I thought it was much easier to work out which channel was which when it was all UK TV. Because, like, Dave. Who's Dave?
Yeah,
it's UK TV Gold.
Also, there's another reason they do it. Have you seen how small the amount of space you get now on the usual TV guides on screen is?
Yeah.
Because they've made the fonts bigger.
Mm-hmm.
Well, now it's UK TV then a little bit, which you can't tell which one's which.
David Scott says, who saw the article on BBC Breakfast this morning? Talked about Pete Waterman's layout in Chester. I'm sure they showed his Leamington Spa layout. Didn't Jenny say that it was at Get? Yes, absolutely. And if you saw the Pete Waterman interview, which went out last Wednesday, then you would have seen snippets of that. It was at Get. We are still putting out some of the Get videos. You've got a funny face on you.
Yes. Warbler Production says you can watch it on catch up on UK TV Play, which luckily means those of us without a TV aerial can still watch the show.
Oh, interesting. But I wonder, can people overseas?
I'm not going to say NordVPN. That you should perhaps use a VPN to get a UK address in order to watch it. But VPN.
Yeah, VPN. NordVPN is what...
the VPNs are available.
Yes, but if you were asking for a friend, then my friend might say NordVPN. Just not condoning anything, but NordVPN would let anybody from outside the UK watch it.
Not that we're saying you should do it, but if you were to do it, that's how to do it.
Yes.
We've lost a camera.
Already? Oh, man.
These were working 5 minutes ago. What have you been doing to them?
Yes. Right, anyway, Tim's Model Railways in different videos says those locomotives look like Donald and Douglas from Thomas the Tank Engine. Funny you should say that, because actually I believe they are the locomotives that Donald and Douglas were based on.
Okay, we have one question here. Logan Clary says, what's that screaming? It's not. It's a wheel screech. One of the locomotives hasn't been run in yet.
I have a feeling it might be that one. When it comes round, I'm going to...
Chris Usher says, how did you find the Great Electric Train Show?
It was really good, actually. I don't know whether it's the coaches or the locomotive. I'm going to bring it round.
Yes, Timbersurf suggests if you were going to do it, try Billy's replacement virtual private network.
Yep. Ruben Ashwell says, LOL, NordVPN. I watch YouTubers who get sponsored by them.
Yep.
Hey, wait a minute.
That's why I suggested it. I was joking because it's YouTube. Half of the things you watch on YouTube are sponsored by NordVPN.
Why don't they sponsor us? How do you get sponsored by them? Asking for a friend. Asking for a friend.
Mantony 1956 says, you still have to pay to receive TV in the UK. Reminds me of those pay televisions they once had in hotels.
Oh god, yeah, that you used to have to put coins into.
The United Kingdom requires a television license in order to watch the BBC, iPlayer, or any live broadcast television.
Right, I'm going to take this off because...
even if you're watching it online, if there's a live show that is being broadcast live on TV as well as on the internet, then you need to have a TV license to watch it.
Oh, yeah, absolutely.
Anything like a press conference that's being shown on any news channel, you require a TV license to watch that.
Right. Yeah,
it's not great, but it's kind of the only thing that's keeping the BBC afloat right now.
Yeah, yeah, because the program content
it certainly isn't. Yes.
Unfortunately, I think when I move this, it's one of the wheels somewhere on this Brighton Atlantic H1 is just a little bit squeaky. I know it's coming through the microphone, so I am going to unfortunately have to change that. Luckily, I actually have the same locomotive up here. So,
in a move that will surprise nobody, Jenny has one of these Atlantics.
Yeah, so...
because Jenny loves the Atlantics.
Yeah, really love this locomotive in this livery, so I'm going to just try and get them. Just keep talking to the nice people.
I'm just having a look for questions. Dominic says, Jenny, do you know that there was also some Kickline die-cast cars which are made by Mediterraneo in Spain from 92 to 93? I can guarantee that Jenny didn't know that. Jen's not really big on cars, but this Kickline thing, he keeps coming out with all these different products. Like, this thing's been huge, and I've never seen it. Where are these things? They don't appear to show up in the UK.
I don't... Actually,
is it just something that passed us by?
I believe that you may be onto something there with that.
I'm surprised.
That's a normal state of affairs.
Well, yes, a lot of things went past me. If it was the 80s or 90s and it wasn't He-Man, the Transformers, or a computer, or Pink Floyd, then it probably went past me.
Many things went past you.
Well, I was busy with making computer games about He-Man fighting the Transformers while listening to Pink Floyd.
Okay. Katie's Engage says, hi Jenny, is the TARDIS on the layout?
It is, and
is it?
Yes, eagle-eyed viewers will be able to spot it, but not from that particular angle.
Yeah, is this where actually the angle it's on is not working?
Yeah.
Mark Wilson asks, what's Kickline? Dominic Z will be able to fill us in the comments.
It appears to have been a...
is it like Hot Wheels or something?
From what I can see, it's been a popular either comic or cartoon with certain characters who drove certain cars. And then there's been a huge range from it. But that's all I've been able to find out from certain things, because I can't understand the language of the shows where I find the YouTube videos, so I don't actually know.
Right, there's a lot of people asking about the Atlantic. Right, an Atlantic is the nickname for the white notation of a 442 wheel arrangement locomotive. So any locomotive that has a 442 wheel arrangement is actually classed as an Atlantic. This particular Atlantic that's going round is, I believe, a H2 Atlantic. I think I may have billed it as a H1, but actually it's a H2 Atlantic, and it's I think it's a Marsh. Because he was the guy who designed it. A Marsh H2 Brighton Atlantic. It was built in Brighton, and for some reason it's now stopping on my points.
What's the point of that?
Yeah, something like that.
I had to make that joke.
So,
Logan Clary says, we don't need no gronkification. Everyone needs gronkification. Gronk it up, baby!
Just give me a moment. Let me find the Locomotive.
A few people are asking how you found the Great Electric Train show. I'm assuming that they don't mean that you turned right in Milton Keynes and it was there.
Yeah. It's like, well, we got lost, but we got there in the end.
Logan Clary then follows it up with, "Oi, beaching, leave
our branch alone."
I love it.
Tim Davis says VPNS or Raid Shadow Legends.
Oh my goodness, Raid Shadow Legends was
Why do
everywhere.
I never get approached by these people?
You wouldn't get approached by Raid Shadow Legends because you don't flog games.
I'll be honest, I've seen a lot of channels pushing that.
Ugh.
Oh, don't do games.
Yeah.
But actually, no, NordVPN. Look into that cupboard, monkey.
Yeah, there it is. Dominic says Kickline is a TV series that ran from 91 to 95. Got a reboot in 2021 that was made by Hasbro Studios and Taurus Animations. I knew it was something like that.
There you
Yeah,
are.
they have lots of cars.
Absolutely.
There
Brilliant.
we go.
Houston WHAP says, I went to the Farnham District Model Railway exhibition at Alderwood Leisure Centre in Aldershot at the weekend. Very impressive layouts. Wamgox asks, what's the difference between the H1 and the H2? A few refinements and boiler pressure, I think, were the biggies. Warbler Productions says TARDIS is still in the same place as last week. So, is he really?
Yeah.
Sorry?
I can't reach it.
Oh, for God's
I
sake.
told you this last week and you ignored me and just left it.
Why don't we... Oh, for God's
It's
sake.
not fair.
There you go. Look now,
Thank
stop
you.
being stupid.
T-Bone says Gronks make for great bricks in the walls. No, don't brick a Gronko. Gronks are lovely.
I'll be honest, I thought something like a Class 28 would be... The Wonder Loaf would be the biggest brick. Paul O'Donovan says, I bought the Class 33 Hertfordshire Rail Tours locomotive from the Locomotion stand. I got 6 Cavalex wagons in Redland livery from the Trains for You stand. Yeah, and
Cavalex seem to be getting a lot of
they
mentions.
are one of the new up-and-coming manufacturers, it has to be said. But certainly...
a lot of people were talking about them. Let's give it that.
Yeah, and KR Models as well.
Oh, yes.
And we did secure an interview with Keith Revell from KR Models, which hopefully will be going out later this week. We're still running through some of the interviews from the Great Electric Train Show. Tomorrow we've got the interview I did with Mike Wilde and Richard Watson. So do look forward to that.
Can it not look slightly sideways at it? It's askew.
And then Wednesday's video, we're doing a full review of the new Coil A wagons from Acura Scale. Really, really nice wagons. But as to the full lowdown on what I thought of them, you'll have to stay tuned for that video on Wednesday. Scottish Railway Maniac says, I've got 2 of the Caledonian 812s pre-ordered. They're now saying that it'll hopefully be in the country by the end of November.
Oh my goodness.
Unfortunately, there's so many issues with logistics and getting containers into the UK at the moment.
Somerset Andy says, Zoe, we have found the Amiga 1200 in the loft and lots of games. For example, Speedball, Kickoff 2, Outrun and more. Oh my goodness, you have got a good couple of weeks of very happy nostalgic gaming coming to you. The Amiga 1200 was amazing, a brilliant machine.
Absolutely.
And Speedball on it, oh lovely. I played the entirety of Speedball 2 on PC using the keys instead of a joystick and I adored every minute of it.
Okay, right, anyway, Melchester Model Railway says, Jenny, did you see Kathy Millett's Hornby contribution? She gave an honest and interesting account of the difficulties of running a YouTube channel. I didn't see it, but if you did watch the Mind the Gap programming, then you will have seen that I did contribute to that, and there's quite a frank discussion on there about my own difficulties with depression and things like that. And it was a really great event. If you haven't seen it, well worth going back and seeing. Hornby hosted a live stream event for the entire day, which featured a whole load of pre-records inserted into it, one of which I recorded for them, where I talked a little bit about depression and how railway modelling has helped me get through that. I also went over my top 5 favourite Hornby locomotives, If you really want to know what my 5 favourite Hornby locomotives are at the moment, then it's worth going and having a look back through. I didn't actually get a lot of time to watch any of the rest of it, but yeah, I can understand. Running a YouTube channel is quite difficult, and certainly...
Don't we know it? How many have we got? 5?
Yeah, something like that. But you know, we've put out well over 1,000 videos on this channel alone. I think one of the other channels is over 1,000, isn't it?
Oh yeah.
So we've done thousands upon thousands of videos across 5 different channels, and yeah, it is really difficult. And what really tickled me, we put out the Hattons interview on Saturday. Oh my word! Now, I don't think Wurzel had his thinking head on when he was typing the replies to that in the comments, but you can't ask any... Look, let me be frank. You can't ask commercially sensitive information in an interview because A, they're not going to tell you, B, that interview is going to end very, very quickly, i.e. get out of here, you're an idiot. And also, your standing in the community will mean that you will never get interviews again, not just with them, but with everybody else.
Yeah, it's just one of those things.
Yes.
I'm sure lots of people would love to ask what they consider to be a hard-hitting question, but we have basically got 20 minutes with some guys at an event in full view of the public.
Yeah.
I don't think it would have gone down well.
I'm not going to be the Wally who basically goes, oh, would you tell me something commercially secret that you don't want to tell anybody because it's commercially secret? So just bear that in mind when you type the comments, like, why didn't you ask them about what happened with Hornby, or why don't you ask them about this, that, and the other? It's like...
Well, for a start, they're not going to tell us.
Yes, and
because
the big 3, not going to tell you, interview is over because you're basically being a Wally, and you'll never get asked to interview them again, or indeed anybody else.
And also, on a legal perspective, there's not an awful lot they can usually tell you. For example, if currently you're in a discussion to renegotiate a contract, you can't talk about it.
Oh yeah,
it's as simple as that, because there's a non-disclosure. If you have just got yourself in a situation where a contractor has left, you might be trying to either get them back or get another contractor, so you can't talk about it.
Right,
it's
anyway.
all kinds like that.
Melchester Model Railway says, Kathy says she gets told by YouTube, people are not interested in your content. Have you thought of trying something else? Doesn't she get like hundreds of thousands of views on her videos?
I don't think she literally gets told that. But there are indicators on the analytics that say these videos are not going down well as X, Y, and Z from your previous things.
Yeah.
And
have you tried chasing a trend?
Oh, the amount of times that comes up.
Is there not a fad or a bandwagon you can jump onto?
Yeah, because we've all had that. Gamehammer Classic Gaming, my main channel, I was monetized. I was a YouTube partner. I was a YouTube partner quite early on.
Yeah, you were a YouTube partner before I was.
Before many people were. I was one of the early ones.
Yeah.
But because my content went from news to taking a break from news to focus on games instead and trying something different, the views dropped because the people that were doing the news watching the news show weren't watching the games. And then because that dropped, YouTube went, no, you're not a partner anymore.
Right.
You get punished for trying new things.
Les Cliff says, just watching from a canal boat but not able to get sound. So, find a piece of paper.
Wave to Les.
Yeah,
I haven't got
waving to Les. I don't know if you can lip read. So
hi Les. Yes, he's currently out on a canal boat having a great time. I'm learning a lot of things about canals for his next
lovely.
novel.
Lovely. Right, hold on.
So Jen is just about to write hi Les in big letters. But yeah, YouTube might suggest that you try new things, but it will also punish you if you try new things and people don't watch it.
Yeah,
and that's one of the biggest stresses of a YouTube content provider, or the channels that we provide, because you don't know what it's going to do. It's going to hurt you either way.
Yeah, if there's, I often say this to people. if there was an easy way, a formula for being successful on YouTube, nobody has told us what it is.
Not just that, but everyone would do it.
Yeah, and I'm also suspecting that Kathy is in exactly the same boat. Well, it often feels like a bit of a shot in the dark.
Yes.
But anyway, I must say, Dominic Zed was saying about... Jenny, did you know that in the German dub... it's just gone off the top of the screen.
Yes, he was talking about a voice actress was on the German dub version.
Somebody Thurster.
I don't know her.
I don't either.
I'm assuming she's a big name in Germany.
Philip Page says, good evening from West Orton. Ruben Ashwell says, Jenny doing hitchhiking. And Les Cliff there says, saying hello to everybody. Did he actually see my message?
I don't know.
I don't know if you got your sound back yet, Les. So there you are, Les, in case you're still in silence. But he has been posting updates on the Friends of Not Lobia.
Which I will link to in the chat, because it's well worth joining.
Heartfilia Railway says, Les is on a canal boat. I'm in the back cab doing 100 miles per hour up the East Coast Main Line. Oh, wow. So on the East Coast Main Line, that would be on something like a Class 91, perhaps?
After that, someone launched him out of a catapult. Whee!
Yeah, Nato Vell says, to be successful on YouTube, you have to make a video about how to be successful on YouTube.
Oh, I know. And the amount of those...
But who is watching these? Who is making them successful? Who is that sad?
Kids who want to become successful.
It really is. It's like
on kids, and
it's a
awful.
snake oil sales tactic, isn't
Yeah.
it?
Oh my goodness, thank you so much, Ian White.
Oh, thank you
And he
so
says,
much.
Bachmann or Sutton Loco Works Class 24.
I think they're both great models. We did do a side-by-side review. The Bachmann model, Bachmann recently fully retooled their Class 24, brought it really up to a high standard, and I thought it was really, really great. Now, the Sutton Locomotives Works Locomotive is also really, really good. But for me, it would have to be Bachmann, and the reason for this is because the way in which the owner of Sutton Locomotive Works bad-mouthed me on his Facebook page, and that really, for me, was the only thing that separated the two.
Yeah,
but
there's no need. I'm sorry, guys.
I know we'll get to watch this, so
I like
big hello to you.
I don't like to have to keep jumping in with this sort of thing, but
big hello, Phil Sutton. Great work. Love your model.
There is space in this hobby for everyone. No one needs to fight, and one person being successful doesn't mean someone else has to lose out.
Exactly.
So there's no need for bad mouthing. I mean,
oh, we've lost another. No, we haven't.
We sometimes take the mick out of Sam's trains, but it's all in good faith. It's all in good nature because he's big and successful, and we're having a joke. But
yeah, so if anybody needs to know like how you get successful doing trains and things, they need to talk to Sam's Trains. He's at about 108,000 subs.
Yeah, I don't think there's anyone more successful.
Yeah, so I think
so talk to him.
So if anybody's got the winning formula, certainly in this little niche that we're in, I think Sam's got it. But right, Somerset Andy, big hello to you. Says, can you recommend a good rolling road to test your trains on? Of course, I recommend the DCC Concepts rolling road. It's a multi-gauge rolling road. I'm just reaching up here, trying to grab a few of the rollers.
You've been very impressed by their multi-gauge, haven't you?
I have. So there's a handful of them, and they're just little rollers that you place on your track, but one set comes with the spacers to do EM, P4, HO and OO. They're the same, but it does feature a 3-rail adapter for those of you who's got Trix Twin, Hornby 00 or Marklin with the stud pickup. They also do 3mm, so it's that TT, HOM, N, 009, and so there's one set up for 009 and N. I think there's a lot of different scales and gauges that these do. Really, really useful. And they also do an O gauge set, which is a separate set because the rollers have to be bigger. And I believe that there are plans afoot to make alternative inserts for the O-gauge one to do some of the other larger scales. So do keep an eye on announcements from DCC Concepts. But
do you often do plans in your feet? The plans afoot.
Oh, Zoe, don't derail my train of thought. It's on shaky
so
and
it's on.
My train of thought runs on. You know when you see
Your
these
train
videos.
of thought's a monorail in an earthquake.
No. My train. You know those videos you see? It's like, I can't believe that this train gets over this track, and they're using telescopic lens looking down the track on one of these American short lines, and the train's doing this, and it's like swaying and up and down, and the track looks like a roller coaster. Well, that track is my train of thought. Dominic Z says, Jenny, I've watched the Kickline movie yesterday, and I must say it was amazing because it represents the backstory of a great chorus line of 4 girls. Excellent. Dominic Z, our Kickline correspondent, has his finger on the pulse of all things Kickline, so thank you for keeping us appraised. Heartfilia Railway says, hey Jen, what do you think to the Accurascale TPE Mark 5s? Now, the EPs of these were on display on the Hornby magazine stand at the Great Electric Train Show, and they really did look amazing. Wiven Model Railway says, Sam's channel seems to be for a younger audience focus. He also does silly things. Absolutely.
Maybe he does, but I'll tell you one thing. If he's getting young people interested in model trains, then good for him. You need the young blood in the hobby.
Absolutely. But hey, right, anyway. Fat Wallet Boy 2 says, good interview with Mr. Waterman. Thank you very much. Big hello to Wardle Rhodes. Says, he's answering somebody else. Timothy Kinehard, good hello to you. Joe Smith says, TARDIS is at the bottom of the screen.
The Doctor doesn't move unless Jenny presses the button on to change the cameras.
And Robert Cesare says, Jenny, I liked your video from Getz and your spot on Mind the Gap. Well, thank you ever so much. Just thank you to Hornby as well for not just doing that slot. I think it's something that we've been a big advocate on good mental health, certainly within the hobby, but also in the wider world as well. And as being a sufferer from mental health issues throughout my life, I know how hard it can be. So I jumped at the opportunity when I was invited to be on board with that. Quite happy to film some stuff for them. So really it was great to see that they were supporting the Mind the Gap World Mental Health Day. Wardle Road says, I had permission to share my Getz video out Wednesday. Yes, you did.
Yes.
J. Paul Anderson says, Jen, did you do any interviews from Getz with fellow YouTubers like Richard Watson?
We
do have an interview with Richard Watson, aka New Junction. He was supposed to interview me, but you were always busy. And then he had the misfortune that somebody wrote his car off in the car park, which it made our brake failure seem a little bit tame by comparison.
Well,
because at least we still have our car.
Yes.
Dongit's Mother Railway says, I did our spot for Mind the Gap live, although I wish the audio had been better balanced.
These things happen when you go live.
Yeah, definitely.
As we've seen many times, thanks to Billy's replacement speakers.
Yeah, so anybody pick that for your drinking game. You're not getting out of it lightly. Paul Murphy says, another fantastic Monday Club, Jenny. Oh, well, absolutely. Thank you ever so much.
Yay.
But look, what else is in the news?
Well, that Hornby thing.
Yes?
There's a show.
Oh, my word. George Botterini
my
has very, very generously donated $19.99. Says, hello, ladies and everyone. Sorry I missed last week for the train fund. Oh my word, that is so generous of you.
My goodness.
Thank you ever so much for your incredibly generous donation through the Super Chat button. And also, don't forget, everybody, tickle the like button. It's really important to tickle that like button. And also share the stream too. Let other people know that the Monday Club is on and well. And we are huge advocates of good mental health, not just within the hobby, but in the wider world as well.
And if anyone's got any spare, we could do with some.
There's no need to, if you suffer from depression, there's no need to suffer in silence. And remember, It is not your fault. You should never beat yourself up over it.
And you're not alone. And
Exactly.
you're always welcome on the Monday Club.
Absolutely. Alex Dent says, I've watched Mind the Gap yesterday. Mind is an essential charity. Absolutely. TRS Train says, Sam's Trains gets a lot of bad press. The running on the carpet doesn't help. And he seems to leaning hard on certain manufacturers, which isn't great for reviewers. I know there's a lot of people. Yeah. At the end of the day, he has his opinions. But TRS Train says, however, as others have said, it's people like him that pull the youngsters into the hobby, and it's what the hobby needs for it to last another few decades. As long as those youngsters actually do buy into the hobby, and they're not just interested in seeing what happens when somebody freezes a train or chucks it into a paddling pool. The Doctor will never be seen there, it has to be said.
Oh no! Oh no!
Oh no!
Okay, everyone, don't look while Jenny hides the TARDIS, because now she's on camera doing it. She's got the TARDIS. She took it off me, guys.
Yeah. Oh, I'll just hide it there. Nobody will ever spot it. There you are. Try putting it somewhere people can see. Right. Wardle Road says, I've just spent £100 on Code 75 double crossover track section. Part of the new exhibition layout. Yeah, it's not a cheap hobby, it has to be said.
No, especially the type he's doing now. Isn't that his enormous choo-choos?
But TRS Trains, well, as I said at the beginning, we're very, very kindly been loaned the TRS Trains Brighton H2 Atlantic with the full steam and drain cocks effect. It's got full sound fitting as well. Really quite a work of art in engineering to be able to fit within a double O locomotive. Unfortunately, we had to take it off the track, and it's because one of the wheels, I'm not sure which, it's one of the pony truck or tender wheels, is squealing quite loudly and just at a frequency that is getting picked up by the microphone. So I'll have to just take a look at that. We are going to be doing a full review of the model, but what I've seen so far really is amazing. We have reviewed TRS Trains before on the channel. We've had the 14XX. And
Mark Rice says, hi Jen, don't forget the water in that new train because it's not steaming. Did you take the steam one off?
That's
why.
That's because the one that steams is here. The reason for that is because, as I was saying, the TRS Trains one, there's a squealing bearing on, I think it's the tender. And I need to get that sorted because the pitch it's squealing at is just the wrong pitch to be picked up by the microphone. Apparently, it was coming through quite loud.
I kept telling you that. Right, Tim's Mortal Railway in different videos has asked this a few times. So, Jenny, do you remember the episode of Mr. Bean where he buys a new television and it won't work unless he takes off all of his clothes?
Oh, yes.
You know what? We need to find some Mr. Bean and watch that. That should be the next show that we binge watch.
It has been. I haven't watched it since probably the 90s. Don't worry, everything's under control. James Hardy asks, how much is the Bachmann Caledonian locomotive? Now,
a lot.
No, it's £200. You can order it direct from Rails of Sheffield. We will be doing a full video on that. I think it's going to be next week now. We're waiting for the sound-fitted version to be sent over to be in the review. So I have been promised that. It'll be the first time anybody's heard the sound-fitted version in public. So really, really... Nigel Cole says, Jenny, sorry to hear that you have a squeaky tender behind. But don't worry, I've got some ice to put on it.
That was amazing. Thank you very much. That has really set me off.
Aiden's Railway says, hi Jenny, it would appear that parts of the APT are here, as I've had payment taken for a part of it from Hornby earlier today. Ham Shackleton says, the Caledonian was 220. No, I thought that the improved precedent was 220 and the Caledonian was 200. I'll have to go and take a look at that. I know one's 200 and one's 220. Patrick Hill Station says you should invite some of your followers onto the show from their layout.
We're intending to do more of that. Our biggest issue has been in the past where we've tried to do a live show while live streaming an interview, and it just hasn't worked as well. It just didn't seem to go together.
I think what we would have to do is pre-record using something like StreamYard, and it wouldn't be in this setup. It would have to be a single camera setup for each of the people,
Which would be, to be honest with you,
including myself.
we could do it as a separate thing, like a Thursday club or something, where we had a live group chat via StreamYards or something.
Daniel Craftsman has very, very generously donated $6.99 Canadian and says hi from sunny Vancouver. Oh my word! It's actually been very sunny here as well. And you can tell that it's definitely not as warm as it was, thank goodness, because it was very humid here. But certainly, it's... I've just forgotten what I was talking about.
The weather.
But certainly, it's definitely heading towards autumnal. Russell Benton says the Caledonian in blue is 200, and in black it's 180.
180!
Ah, right, and messing about with models also confirms the same.
Fair
James
enough.
Hardy says, I wonder if it's cheaper going to O-Gauge.
O-Gauge is coming down in price.
Yeah, but just bear in mind, you'll buy an O-Gauge locomotive for £200, and it will be something like a Terrier or a Class 8.
Now, here's the thing. O-Gauge seems to be becoming more price-wise more affordable. Is that because its price is coming down, or Double O is going up?
A bit of both, actually. Ian the Train says, hi Jenny, we had a squeaky BG on a show layout and called it Maurice. Is that as in the Steve Miller band, The Joker? And it goes, woo, woo. A.D. Pullen says, hi Jenny, what would you like to see in Bachman winter announcement? I think
I would like to see an O-Gauge, double O-Gauge scaled Santa on a sleigh with animated reindeer moving legs and a Rudolph light-up nose that could be hung from a suspension to go around a model railway.
Actually, I know what I would like to see. I think the Wickham rail trolley needs to turn up in Christmassy colours, being driven by a little Santa figure with elves and maybe reindeer in the one of the wagons. I think that would be a nice little run-up to Christmas thing.
I would like to see an animated Rudolph and all the other reindeers like walking or running, galloping through the air with Santa in his sleigh behind them, and just have that like on an animated gantry to go around the layout.
Lee D. Holden says rolling stock for O-Gauge is very expensive and soon adds up. It is in Double O as well, and one of the things actually which I was really impressed with was some of the prices on O-Gauge aren't all that bad. I was buying as new wagons from Ellis Clark Trains at Getz. They were second hand, but they were in perfect condition, and I was paying £18 for a private owner coal wagon in O-Gauge, and that is actually about the same sort of price, if not slightly less, that you paid for the Double O version brand new from Bachman. Donkeys Model Railway says, I just wanted a second run of the Mark IIF, so I missed out on. But going back to things I might like to see, I don't know.
Richard Swiderski says, hi, I'm back. Have I missed much? Well, there was the announcement that Jen, if she gets to 100,000 subscribers, will go and live stream every day.
What, for a day?
No, until the end of YouTube.
No. Don't joke, it might be sooner than you think.
If you get to 100,000 subscribers, you could afford to live stream every day.
Big hello to J94. Great to see you. Says, sorry I wasn't in the chat last week. Not a problem, don't worry. I know a lot of people do watch on catch up, and don't forget to tickle the like button, share the stream, and also if you haven't already done so, do subscribe to the channel.
And just remember, of course, that even if you aren't here in the live chat, then you're still welcome. Everyone is welcome to the Monday Club.
And there's a lot of people who don't necessarily comment but do like to watch, and that's one of the great things about the Monday Club is we welcome everybody, whether you want to type something or whether you're just content to sit back and listen. It's absolutely fine. Ben Tullett says, Jenny, you need to look into doing one of those Christmas villages like they have in America. Technically, they are a huge Christmas model railways as they do feature a train or a tram on them.
That would be cool.
I'll have to dust off the Hornby Christmas thing.
Yes.
We'll have that as we can have that downstairs actually.
Yeah, why not? That would be lovely.
Yeah, blow the dust off it. The trouble with snow on a layout is it doesn't stay really nice and white for long.
No, you've really got to package it up when it's not in use.
I think I actually need to wrap it in cling film.
That's pretty much what I was saying. Package it up while it's not in use.
Yeah. But right, Hive Kent says, have you all been talking about the Cali 812? We have mentioned it. You will also see, doing the rounds on the layout, we do have the Caledonian Railway liveried version. You'll just see it coming across the centre of your screen now. This is the Rails locomotive that's been done in collaboration with Bachmann and the National Railway Museum. I believe they're now due out towards the end of next month. This is down to issues with transportation. Really, really difficult to actually get containers out of China at the moment. Daypol have already announced that they've been hit with delays, but the 51XX Large Prairie is on its way. So hopefully we're going to be seeing those sooner rather than later. Tony Wright says, Jenny, Bachmann USA have Father Christmas on a pump trolley as a Gandhi dancer. Yes, I have seen those from time to time.
Oh, we need to get one.
I think we do, yeah, because you like the look of that Gandhi dancer.
They were fun.
Yeah, because Rails of Sheffield actually had a load, brand new in box, on their stand at the Great Electric Train Show. And I must admit, I am aware of the Christmas-themed one. And if John at Rails had one on the stand, I would have so bought that.
Paul Murphy says, why are people talking about Christmas in October? Because we
not?
have to plan ahead. When you're making a model for Christmas, you've got to plan ahead.
Yes, you can't just go, it's Christmas Eve.
Yeah, you can't throw it together in
Let's
one
build a
night.
big Christmas-themed model railway.
Well, I suppose you could, but it would take until, like, Boxing Day to finish it.
Or longer. As you know, going by the speed at which we built for the GMRC TV series, you could do it in about 3.5 days. Although that is if there was 6 of us. If there was 1 of us, multiplied through by 4, because 1.5 of the people on that team actually worked against us.
Oh well.
Right. What else is in the news? Well, coming from a Curascale, the Coil A's and the MDO MDVs are heading out to people, those who have bought direct from a Curascale. They have been sent out. A lot of the smaller shops have received their deliveries, but I believe that the likes of certainly Rails, Kerno Model Centre are still waiting. And I have spoken with a Curascale on this, and they say that they have been dispatched, but despite all the paperwork being absolutely fine, they're currently stuck in some kind of limbo somewhere between Ireland and the UK. What's wrong? You just suddenly...
Every time that goes round that point, it stops and then starts again.
I know, it's doing it just to wind you up.
Well, it's working.
So that's where we're up to with the Curascale. Unfortunately, the Jenny Monday Club wagon is on the pallet with the rest of the stuff that's currently going to Rails. So, sadly, I think that the Monday Club wagon, also the Rails Special Edition wagon, and all of the stuff that people have been ordering from Rails is going to be last to the party. Gordon Hanning says Christmas trees have been spotted in people's houses already. Cupboard Monkey, what if I've told you about firing Christmas trees into people's front windows and then running away?
You told me not to get caught.
Yeah, that is true.
Although, to be fair, Christmas trees have been in people's houses for years. Just not normally on display. Most of the time they're in the attic.
Sue at Pudham Junction says Cooper and District Model Railway Club are having a one-day Christmas show on Saturday, the 4th of December.
Nice.
Wardle Road says the pallet is doing the Tour de France by the sound of it. No, apparently, despite having all of the correct
Has it been
paperwork,
sent to Eindhoven?
I think
DHL?
it does sound like it may be taking in a trip to Eindhoven. B. Mozza says, got my MDO set, but still awaiting the Jenny Monday Club wagon. I believe that it's affected all models going to Rails of Sheffield. They were dispatched several weeks ago. Unfortunately, I believe that despite apparently all the paperwork's correct, they've just been sat in limbo for a few weeks. Nobody quite knows why. But it's not the fault of Accurascale, not the fault of Rails. It's just one of those things.
So at what point are you going to take matters into your own hands and drive a truck down there to get them?
What, drive to Eindhoven and go, I believe you've got something of mine.
Yeah, it's got my name on it, give it.
Valley's 56XX says, bar, Christmas, humbug. Oh, I like humbugs.
I would love a humbug, thank you.
Tim Davis says, Billy's replacement model stop. And Graham MCK says, did I read somewhere that the LNER Azuma have arrived, or is one making this up? I'm not sure, to be honest with you. It's not something I kept abreast of, but there are a number of new models coming through from Hornby. Some really nice private owner coal wagons, the 4, 5, 6 and 7 plank varieties. We've also had the NCB Blue Stanier brake van, same Stanier brake van, but in the later BR bauxite with the tops code CAP. So there are some great models coming through from Hornby. Richard Swiderski says, where is this limbo? Cannot find it on Google Earth. Just look for Eindhoven. Ruben Ashel says, we need them, Tim Davis. It says, Billy's replacement delivery services. Paul Murphy says, question for Jenny and Zoe. What is the best Christmas present you ever got? Oh, this could start family controversy, couldn't it? What's the best thing I've ever bought you for Christmas?
The best Christmas present I was ever given. My parents bought me an Amstrad Mega PC.
Oh, actually, yeah.
It was a 386 PC with a Mega Drive built in, and the Mega Drive wasn't region locked like every other Mega Drive on the planet.
Oh.
So it was the best way to play Sega.
Oh, right. But you can't say Sega, though, without going, Sega!
So yeah, that was
everybody
that was
of a
the best.
certain age will be like, yeah.
Quickly followed by Sonic the Hedgehog.
J. Paul Anderson says, number 11. Are you quite sure all monies have been accounted for? To the penny, number 1. On the contrary, I have satisfied myself that one of you is clearly guilty of embezzlement. I don't know, I'm just reading out what people put in.
Is this from
I think it's
Austin
from the
Powers?
It's either Austin Powers or The Prisoner. Dominic Zed says, Jenny, do you know that Chelsea's maniac giggling became a meme? I did not know that, it has to be said. Flymachow1 says, a Lima Deltic goods set for my 60th birthday. The Aylesmead project, the best Christmas present I had was being one of the first children to have open heart surgery and live to tell the tale. Oh my word, I can imagine. I think that is the gift that keeps on giving, quite literally. But wow. For me, best ever Christmas present, I think the one that I always remember with great fondness, so I guess it has to be the one, was way back in the early 1980s. I received a second-hand Hornby 00 Silver King with 3 blood and custard tin plate coaches, and it was actually the die-cast metal through station as a present for Christmas, and that for me is probably one of the most magical, one of the most memorable, because quite simply I still keep talking about it. J. Paul Anderson says, no, Thunderball Bond. James Ball Thunderball.
It's been a long time since I
watched it. It has, actually. That would be Spectre.
Was it Spectre or was it Smash?
Oh, it might have been, Smirsh. When did Smirsh become Spectre? Or was it after James Bond destroyed Smirsh?
I think he destroyed Smirsh and Spectre kind of made it so that he would destroy Smirsh and then they took over.
I don't know. Oswestry Road TMD says, I tend to use the Wally show as a guide for Christmas. Clive Cobalt says, I got a Triang Class 81 electric loco in 1969 for Christmas. Graham MCK says, I did receive Coach J today for the LNER Blue livery. Now have all the coaches just the power cars to wait for. Oh, they're sending them out in a weird order, it has to be said. Oh my word, Mark Wilson says, best Christmas present, 1978, Millennium Falcon.
Oh,
I
yes.
had one of those.
I never
loved that. And then my mother gave it away to a church jumble sale because, quote, I didn't appear to be playing with it anymore.
Yes.
Yes. Yes, Mum, I do remember Stanbridge.
Will never be forgotten. Some things can never be forgiven.
Right, Flint Hills Model Railway, Jeff Hammond says Spectre was started in Thunderball.
There we go.
Oh, actually, interesting. David, It's My Model Railway says, wasn't Smirsh Man from U.N.C.L.E.? You might be right there, actually.
No, Smirsh was the Russian Cold War spy network, and then Spectre took over afterwards.
Is that the one that Rosa Klebb was in? She had very sharp shoes. Bo Minnick, big hello to Bo Minnick. It says, okay, I was adding to Cole to a couple of tenders while you were talking about Sam. I'm 53 and I've had model trains since 75. It was Sam's reviews that's what's helped get me into UK Steam. It's fair enough, absolutely. Certainly, he is the name that everybody talks about in the hobby. And hopefully, just after they've talked about me, and even more hopefully after they've talked about me, while not prefixing it with, you know that idiot Jenny. Big thank you to Nuts and Bolts 77. Very, very kindly donated $10 through Super Chat. Absolutely brilliant. It's amazingly generous of you. Thank you so much. Says good evening, Jenny and Zoe, and all in chat. 5-inch gauge fun.
Oh, thank you so much.
I'm currently trying to sort out a 5-inch gauge coal wagon to go behind the 14XX. So hopefully by the time the 5-inch gauge live steam season starts up again next year, I will have that coal wagon to pull behind it. But thank you ever so much, and every little bit really does help. And I am always humbled by the generosity of you guys.
Okay, Smirsh is from James Bond.
Right.
It's a portmanteau of the Russian words Schmiert and Spionen.
Schmiert Spionen, death to all spies.
Death to all spies.
Yes.
Yes.
Yeah.
And it's a fictional counterintelligence agency that's started by Stalin in 1943.
Right. The Growler Blackwood End Gauge layout. Great to see you. Just sat down with a coffee and strawberry tart. Bliss.
Oh, that sounds lovely.
All right. You do like a nice tart.
You do. Oh, yes, you do.
James Hardy asks, Jenny, do you have a Hornby Caledonian single locomotive? I don't, unfortunately.
Yeah.
Guess Hadley the Lunatic from Ammo. Hi to you. And Flint Hills Model Railway says Rosa Klebb was in Smirsh. Although I think you're autocorrect. It's gone, I think you meant Smash. It's like, no, I think they really meant
Smash.
Wiven Model Railway says, I used to make lots of airfix ships and planes. Then when I got a bit older, took them all in the garden and blew them up with bangers. Oh.
What?
Right, okay. I suppose you reached that age. The Unfamiliar Terrier 48. A big hello to you. So I've missed being on these live streams. How are you all? We are all very well. I hope you're well as well. So the news at the moment, it's really just models coming through from Accurascale, but a lot of things getting delayed at the moment. Still seeing big delays on Daypole, but the 51XX large prairies finally going to be here soon. Not got an absolute date on that. The Caledonian 812, the improved Precedents, and the V2s are all waiting for the same container out from the Bachmann factory. We're now looking at sometime probably towards late November for those as the projected date. The one that you see going around in here is on loan for review. It's one of the review samples from Rails of Sheffield. And if camera 5 were working, I'd show you the other review sample of Ludlow, Lucknow, which is the London
Do you not
North
have the new roaming camera?
No, you took it away.
Oh, okay. We've got an interesting thing here. I've just had a thought. You know, in Skyfall, Bond has a fight on top of a train.
Yes.
Has anyone ever made that train?
Yes.
Did it have a Bond on top?
I believe it was made in the Series 1 of Great Model Railway Challenge.
Cool.
Right.
That should be like a collector's thing, the Bond train. Also, Sony Pictures have become the sole majority shareholder, according to breaking news, of Bad Wolf, the production company that makes Doctor Who.
Who is? What, sorry?
Sony.
Oh, interesting. Does this mean we're going to be getting another really bad Doctor Who the movie?
I don't know, but BBC Studios have partnered with Bad Wolf to produce Doctor Who from 2 years' time. Sony are now the majority shareholder of that, and Disney are attempting to buy Sony. So expect Mickey Mouse in the TARDIS by 2050.
Oh dear. Oswesty Rogue TMD says, "You're not here to talk, you are here to die, Bun." Actually, I think the line was, like, "Goldfinger, do you expect me to talk?" "No, Mr. Bond, I expect you to die."
Oh, Matt Ovell says, "Did anyone ever make the steam train from Back to the Future 3? I would love to see a properly made up, like, time machine bits all over it, steam train from Back to the Future 3. I would love to see that."
Oh, there we go. Gwian Reese Davies says the Porth Call Club did the Skyfall scene in Series 1, Episode 1 of GMRC.
Excellent. That is fantastic.
And our Kickline correspondent Dominic Z says, "Jenny, do you know that the clip with Chelsea's maniac giggling was from the episode of Rough Kicking Queen for a Day?" I did not know that, but I am now absolutely wiser for knowing. Gwian Reese Davies says they also did the grass shoe. I do remember the grass shoe. They basically, the scratch build challenge, here's a shoe, do something with it. So they just static grassed it.
Cool.
Yeah, I'll be honest. I mean, as Gwian well knows, they static grassed the presenter. So, you know, it's static grass, very versatile, and I'd like to pick up.
I can imagine a few things could be quite nicely made by cutting apart a shoe and using parts from it.
Yeah. But
Ben Tullett says, "Zoe, when are Disney buying this channel? Don't say it too often, because you know what will happen."
Yeah, but they can buy this channel. It just take a lot of money, and then I will just run off into the sunset, giggling manically with huge suitcases full of cash under each arm. And people going, "How do you sleep at night selling out to Disney?" To which my response would be,
in a really comfy and expensive bed.
No. Oh, you ruined my joke.
I know. Bye-bye.
Okay, we'll pretend that the monkey didn't say that. And it's like, people will say, "How do you sleep at night?" I know what you're going to do. "How do you sleep at night?" And I'll say, "On an enormous pile of money." Big hello to Leslie Gilpin. Great to see you. Hope you are well as well. Bo Minnick says, "No Back to the Future 3 locos." Graham MCK says, "Jenny, did you go to the Strathspey Railway Evermore to see the Caledonian Blue loco?" I didn't. I have to say that I need to travel out more and visit people. Don't forget as well, tonight at the end of the stream we're finishing at 9 o'clock dead on, so that people can go and watch Hornby A Model World, which was the, if you remember me referring to new super secret Project 10, that was actually what it was. Hornby A Model World was super secret Project 10. And I am in one of the episodes. I've been told it's episode 10, so I'm in the series finale. Also look out for Callum Wilcox, aka SDJR 7F88, often pops into the chat, works at Railway Modeler. He is in tonight's episode, really great episode it looks to be. And episode 4, Laurie Calvert, aka Calvert Film, here on YouTube, but also in series 1 of Great Model Railway Challenge, that's Steampunk Build. You may have seen him at quite a few model railway exhibitions with a Cato Pass, his slightly underground themed steampunk layout.
Oh no, we mentioned Disney too much. Hello, I'm here to acquire the channel.
No, you're not doing. That's not Mickey's
Hello.
voice. Yeah, that's more Mickey.
Hello, I'm here to acquire the channel. Oh,
Hello, Pluto.
oh.
What are you doing there?
From now on, I will be here. Hello.
Now, what are we going to do now, Pluto? We're going to go. Woo! Ah, you what are you doing to me?
You threw a mouse at me.
Yeah, and then you went and deflected him. Right, anyway, Flying with Chairman 1, absolutely on the money. Subscribe, hit the bell, and choose all for notifications. It's free. Just give the notifications a watch. Keep an eye on your browser bell.
Look out, look out,
James
look out.
Hardy says, would you stop it? Just
Oh, you
Right.
threw him down the stairs.
absolutely. Right. Yeah, anyway, it's on tonight at 9 o'clock. So basically, the Monday Club ends and Hornby Model World begins. James Hardy says it's too late. Disney has bought the channel. I do wish. They did buy Maker Studios, so things like Epic Rap Battles, that kind of thing.
Yeah, but then Epic Rap Battles left.
Oh, right. So did it turn out that the contract wasn't as good as Disney hoped for?
It's not that. I think they didn't get on well with the need to constantly be putting out content to justify the channel. So they left, and they're now doing like a couple of episodes here, a couple of episodes there.
Kev McKay 85, hello to you. Great to see you in. Says that anyone received the Kerosene Castle yet? Now, they have started arriving. Certainly at Great Electric Train Show, Rails was saying that they've started sending out the orders, and they had a small number of unallocated models that were there on sale at Gets. They sold really, really well. In fact, Pete Waterman bought one of the All Singing, All Dancing sound fitted versions. They look amazing. B. Mozza says, cannot get yesterday here in Wales. Apparently there's a catch-up thing online you can get.
Yeah.
But VPN, if you live anywhere else in the world, apparently I hear these things. Cameron Patterson says, Model Railway Exhibition, Pollokshaw Berg Hall, 30th and 31st of October in Glasgow. Right. The Growler Blackwood Engage layout says, this is the October school week. They're closed, so lots of parents off. Within Model Railway says, my 18,000 was sent out at the weekend. Haven't received it yet. Bo Minnick says, you lucky ducks getting primetime model train programming. The Voice, Bachelorette, and all sorts of junk for us. Yeah, you need to get behind Ken Patterson's...
I've put the link into the chat for the UK TV Play website. If by any chance it's not available in your area, virtual private networks that allow you to appear to be in the UK do exist.
Yes.
We do not recommend suggesting that, but you know.
And we most certainly do not recommend NordVPN, which has a website, and we would not recommend you going to that website and signing up and doing whatever it is you need to do.
But we are not sponsored by them. Other VPNs do exist.
Although, maybe we should get sponsored by them.
If they want to sponsor us, then we'll take it.
So, do we have to go to them, or do they come to us?
I don't know.
Right. But yeah, really looking forward to this. It's great that we got mainstream model rail programming. But like I said, Ken Patterson from the What's Neat This Week posse Always great to check out What's Neat this week with Ken Patterson. He has been really trying to push getting Great Model Railway Challenge done for a US version.
Oh, yeah.
And it would be worth trying to get in touch maybe with Ken to see what you can do to try and push for the US networks to pick up that franchise. I know that the TV company that made it in the UK have been selling the franchise overseas. There's a version being made, or has been made, in the Netherlands. And it has been syndicated around the world, but certainly...
Was it syndicated in America?
No, it's part of the problem.
Oh,
but certainly it is something that Ken Patterson has been trying to get it made for the US.
Okay,
the Ales Made project says you have to approach Nord for affiliate. I did post a link, but it got blocked. Ooh.
Weird.
Well, we will have to look into that.
Can I just ask, if West Hill Wagon Works are in the chat, they gave Jenny this mouse mat at Great Electric Train Show, and it's really nice and really high quality. So if they're in the chat, can you tell me where you got them made? Because I want some.
It is nice.
I want to make some for our own stuff.
Absolutely. So when I was at Great Electric Train Show, West Hill Wagon Works, had a good long chat with them. Very, very kindly gave me a whole bunch of bits and pieces, including this lovely mouse mat, which is already in service, but we're going to be doing a full video with some building projects. Let me just get that underway. It's decided to stop on me. There we go. So we're going to be doing a build video featuring some of the West Hill Wagon Works 3D printed models.
Yeah.
Really impressed. The 3D printed scrap peak cabs, I thought those were amazing,
yeah.
and I'm going to use that as a basis for quite an interesting little diorama.
Didn't they also have scrap Gronk cabs? Or at least
the
Gronk
radiators,
fronts?
the fronts.
Because that really upset me. No one should be pulling a Gronk apart.
And the Gronk wheels as well.
No one should be pulling Gronks apart. Gronks are forever.
Well, I think
Gronkies are forever.
You do know that most of the Gronks ever made have been cut up for scrap.
No.
Yeah, it's over 1,000 made, and
they're all living happily ever after the end.
No, there's probably less.
No, they're all living happily ever after the end.
There's probably less than 100 still
They're
left.
all living happily ever after on a farm, and we can't go and visit them.
Thank you so much, Flymo Chairman 1. Absolutely on message. Want to buy the mugs and t-shirts and books? Go here to All Mouse Media, the website there in the stream. But yeah, don't forget as well, 9 o'clock, we will be finishing very, very promptly because it's the Hornby Model World featuring SDJR7F88, tell him I called, and really looking forward to that. It does look very, very good. Skipsy Trains, great to see you. Good evening, ladies. Hope you're well. The internet is playing up at this end, so I'm only getting the chat and occasional video. I'll watch again later in the week when I get a better Wi-Fi. Oh my word. Bo Minnick says, okay, what is a Gronk? Alright, a Gronk is a Class 8 shunter. So I'm going to grab one from over here. It's a nickname. So people call this type of locomotive a Gronk. Its real name, it's a Class 8 shunter. And it's quite a boxy little thing. The nickname Gronk, I believe, comes from the fact that when they move along, the sound of their side rods and the traction motors makes a sound a little bit like gronk, gronk, gronk. In the same way that Class 66, some people call them yings, because the engine noise from them goes ying, 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 ying. So a gronk is just the sound that they make. But it's quite a general nickname. So Class 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, I think are all nicknamed Gronks. Gamehammer Classic Gaming says, no Gronks have been decommissioned and dismantled. They're all living happily ever after on a farm that's far away, so we can't visit, but they're very happy and doing very well. The end. Right. So there we are. That's what, when we refer to a Gronk, that's what it is. Generally a Class 8. Valley's 56XX says Class 13, so Gronks is. I thought the class 13s, they were either like super Gronks or
Please tell me they have a cape.
or master and slave, cow calf. Paul Murphy says, I don't have the Yesterday TV channel. I believe they've got
an internet connection. I've shown you the website.
There is a catch-up that you can watch it afterwards. Unfortunately, I'm not able to watch it tonight because I am out very early to
We're going to watch
tomorrow.
it tomorrow when you get home.
Yes,
though.
we are. Yeah, no, I'm out to where they're filming a thing, and I can't. I told. I should.
You're not allowed to tell people.
No,
what you're
I got told off for telling people the actual productions.
Yeah.
But let's just say that if I told you what I'm working on tomorrow,
You would all go, hey, ooh,
you'd all
that's
go,
interesting.
"Oh my word! Have you met Neil Gaiman yet?" No, I haven't. But there we go.
So Richard Swiderski says, how do the Gronks go again, Jenny?
Gronk, gronk, gronk.
Gronk, gronk, gronk.
Ben Tullett says, Jenny, have you seen the livery they're putting the hydrogen-powered Gronk in at the Severn Valley Railway? It's a green intercity swallow style livery. Oh my word! Well, there you go. That is what Bachmann need to release, is the green intercity swallow style hydro Gronk.
Yeah.
B. Mozza says, class 13 is a twin 08, but only one cab. Yeah, hence cow and calf, or master and slave. Effectively, it's two locomotives permanently coupled together to be able to go over the hump, which is why they needed the flexibility of effectively being two locomotives coupled together. But it needed the power and traction of being effectively a 12-wheel drive. So they became effectively a very slow speed Cocoa diesel, but with enough bend in the middle that they can crest the hump without grounding. Houston WHAP says, I've set to record the series on Yesterday channel, looking forward to it. Absolutely. And Flymo Chairman 1, the Monday Club Facebook group, don't forget you can check out the Monday Club Facebook group and join that, and that's where you can keep up to date with all things Model Railway throughout the week. It's a great place to keep the Monday Club community going and to keep up that contact with all of the people here. Right, Somerset Andy says, got to go now. Thanks, Jenny and Zoe and everyone. Great stream. You all take care. Kind regards, Andy. You take care as well. It's great having you in. Don't forget, everybody, tickle that like button. Share the stream too. Really important to get the word out on social media. And if you haven't already done so, do please subscribe to the channel. You can also head on over to Patreon if you want to help to support the channel and help us to make the videos that you want to see. Anfield Road Layout and the lot says, I got yesterday on for the train thing tonight. Absolutely, and we will have another reminder as we bail out at 9 o'clock on the dot, so that people are able to get straight on over there. Freeview Channel 26 and Virgin Channel 129. As I said before, tonight's episode features Callum Wilcox, aka SDJR 7F88, and looks to be really, really good. Within Model Railway reminds us also FreeSat Channel 159. Right, oops, sorry, there we go. Right,
Right. At this point, we're going to be having to switch over to the layout tours for the simple reason that we've got about 30 of them.
Oh wow, layout tours. Did we post a theme last week for people to send in, or did we just not show anything?
We didn't show anything last week. But layout tours is what I've started calling the Monday Club
oh right,
viewer submitted videos.
Doesn't tell me this.
Because let's face it, essentially we are a lot of the time showing tours of people's layouts.
Okay, well you get that set up, and we're going to be showing some of your videos. And this is actually one of my favourite segments of the Monday Club, because it's really great to have a look at what you guys are doing on your model layout. It's also a great way of getting your YouTube channel noticed. I know how hard it is to build a following here on YouTube, so it's also a great way to find content that you wouldn't necessarily come across otherwise. And there are some great video content creators out there on YouTube who maybe just for whatever reason
aren't getting
noticed. And so it's a great way of finding some of these channels. So the Cupboard Monkey is just setting that up. I see that according to my connection, we've only got 251 likes. So we need 251 people in. So it's not only 40 likes. Oh my word! Right. So don't forget to tickle the like button. Right. Anyway, what else is going on in the news? There's a lot of waiting. China, I believe, is on. Somebody told me 2-day working week. Actually, I was at Great Electric Train Show. I was talking with Richard Johnson of DCC Concepts, and he's saying that there's a lot of problems, really down to electricity issues. The reason for the 2-day working week he was telling me about is simply there's not enough power to go round. Also, to compound this, what's wrong?
There's not enough power. Yeah, they don't. They still use a lot of coal, don't they, which they have to import?
Yeah, the background to this is that China and Australia have had a bit of a spat. And a lot of China's coal is mined in massive open-cast coal mines in Australia. So this is one of the problems that China is facing. And it's not just model railway stuff. We're going to see this across all bits and pieces of manufacturing. Mark Wilson says, I can see 143 likes. Yeah, we definitely need more likes in there. Essentially, we're looking at 2-day working weeks, I've been told by Richard Johnson. Other people have told me 3-day working weeks. It may be a mix of the two. But one of the problems is compounded by not necessarily being consecutive days. And a lot of these factories need air conditioning, not just for the comfort of the workforce, but also because if you're dealing with painting things, such as with the tampo printing, spraying locomotive and wagon coach bodies, you need them to be able to dry. And the air conditioning takes the moisture out of the air and helps the paint to actually dry quicker. It takes about half a day to get the temperature in the factory down to a workable level. Now, if you don't have consecutive days, then essentially you've got huge problems.
Yeah.
We're going to see things get worse before they get better. We're also seeing big issues with global transportation of the containers. And, we're in for some very difficult times. We're also seeing gas prices going through the roof. That in turn is feeding into higher electricity prices. I think this is also affecting China because one of the problems is if they're not getting the coal for the coal-fired power stations, they've started buying up all of the liquefied natural gas that they can get their hands on the open market. These are the same open markets
yes, you've noticed, haven't you?
Suppliers in the UK are buying from. China's effectively trying to substitute gas for its coal pretty much overnight to alleviate their own domestic problems. And this is causing a massive global knock-on effect. And that's why we're seeing the huge spike up in energy prices, not just in the UK, but around the world. We've also got the likes of Amazon and the big supermarkets have booked up all of the air freight in the months of November and December for the run-up to Christmas. I think they also saw coming the problem with the shipping containers. To alleviate this, they've booked up all of the air freight slots, and this means that the end losers are going to be essentially model railways. We're always going to be seen as a luxury. We can't afford, I say we, the manufacturers can't justify the prices the prices that air freight's going to cost. So this is what the problem's going to be. Ham Shackleton says, did I hear Boris pop in just then? No, you'll know if Boris...
Unfortunately, YouTube decided that even though we'd set the YouTube videos to not play sound, it would turn sound on for an advert that I couldn't get to before it had played.
Oh, right.
So, yes, someone got an advert's voiceover onto this channel. and I'm very angry with YouTube for that.
So the sound was switched off, but it just ignored that?
It ignored it and turned it back on for that particular video, and I had to turn it back off again.
Now that is not good. But you always know when Boris is about, because all you can hear is
Build back Badger.
Bad Boris.
Okay, so our first video comes with a bit of story to go with it, so I'm going to bring this up to full size. This is from Mark Edwards, and here we go.
Right, so do you want the button pressing?
Yes, please.
Okay, pressing the button now. This is video number 1, DMU Thumpers Part 1 at the Snow Hill Garden Railway. This is great use of...
I love it, it's great.
The Bachmann Scenecraft, possibly Hornby Scaledale buildings as well. This is really nice. It's one of the things that those platforms look great.
Yes, so we've got some text to go here. Hi Jenny and Zoe, many thanks for playing my Garden Railway video last week. You were spot on with all your comments. Oh, you must have been right with it there, Jen.
I like the moss.
That's just so well done.
Now, interestingly enough, I did read somewhere that a really great way of encouraging moss and lichen to appear on your garden build is to smear yogurt all over everything and just leave it be. But this is a nice, well-bedded in railway. I do love your track. You clearly overcome a lot of the issues that have befallen a lot of other people with garden layouts. I like what I assume is a figure of 8 set out. This is really
Warbler
nice.
Production says, Zoe, you need to pay for YouTube Premium, get rid of the adverts. We have 5 channels. I can't be putting YouTube Premium and everything.
This is really, really nice. I do love these viaducts. Now, I'm a big fan of bridges, basically. But I do like the Kernow Model Centre stroke Bachmann Class 205s. Really, really good. But this is a really, really nice garden railway. It's so very mature in the garden.
It's really nice.
But the track is so well laid out.
So we've got further text from Mark. Says, I have another shorter video this time. It's It's of my Class 205 DEMU Thumper units. Being a southerner, I do have a big soft spot for them. I only wish one of the big manufacturers would produce the narrow-bodied Hastings unit, or perhaps a Class 207. Then I could have a proper Thumper fest.
Wow.
Well, there you are, manufacturers. If you're listening, and I know you are. Get yourselves together and get a 207 out there. You've got some sales. Well, at least one.
This is I love this garden railway. The way it's just so...
It's already built into the
garden and just mature. That tunnel mouth is... I recognise that because I use the same tunnel mouths. It's the Pico, the X-Merit plastic tunnel mouths, but it certainly works so well. And actually, it seems to be... There's another crossover there between upper and lower levels.
So, mentioning 1956 6, is this a double O garden layout? It is. It
is, yeah. I mean, look at that. I'm so jealous because what you've actually got is a garden railway that seems to stand the test of time. Oh, there you go, the money shot.
Yes. Jen loves that kind of shot.
Yeah. So there's a station there by the look of it.
And Gus Hadley, the lunatic from Arno, says, just subscribe to Mark Edwards. That's what I like to hear. We're getting people's channels out there so people say, oh, I like what I see, I'm going to see more. That's what we're all doing this for.
Absolutely. And this is a beautiful garden railway with the old Hornby 00 D1 girder bridge sides really
like them,
working well there. Over, it looks like a pond or something, but it really works well.
That was fantastic. Thank you so much.
Thoroughly enjoyed that. So thank you ever so much. Warbler Production says this is something I'd love to do if I had a garden. Leslie Gilpin says yogurt encourages moss growth.
Well, yeah, I suppose it would.
Yeah. Donget's Model Railway says, Bachmann, please make a centre car. Then you can have a 3-car 205 and a 4-car EPB. But yeah, definitely, absolutely thoroughly enjoyed that video.
Okay, so we've only got one picture from Charles Gibbs in this particular email.
So
just the one shot this week from
Class
Wesley
21
Tor Railway. It doesn't say, but isn't that rather nice? I'm loving
it's
that.
either a class 20, I think it's a class 21, because the class 29s appeared in two-tone green livery with small yellow ends. So that
I love that use of colour.
It is, yeah. And what it actually shows as well is that even what look to be quite toy-like structures when you look at them in the flesh, the Hornby engine shed there has really been blended in well. You can really get some good effects with some of these structures that you might otherwise overlook on your model railway. There's some really great attention to the weathering there. Particularly, just take a look at the way the weathering has brought out the detail on that water tank and the oil lamp hut. So really, really nice. And then when you look at the ground cover, you see the different varieties and textures and colours of ground cover. And that really does go together to make an excellent model railway. So look, thank you ever so much for sending that picture in. Always do love seeing what you are able to do with that.
Well, Jenny, I think you're going to adore what's coming up next.
Oh, it's Mark Wilson.
Mark Wilson with some amazing photographs.
Oh, my ducks. So this is an amazing layout.
Yeah, it is. Can I read the text that he sent?
Yeah, go on.
It's from Mark. Hi, Jenny. Yeah, along with my Swindon diorama, I have a fixed layout in the garage based on a railway journey from Penzance into London and then on to Birmingham.
Oh, wow. I love that. The bridge and the seaside front there. They're really, really nice. And the background, your photographic backscene, the colours are perfect.
Yes, they really are.
As Valley's 56XX has nicely graded photo.
Yeah. This is just so good. And the lighting, it's perfect.
Absolutely. That is really, really nice.
Look how deep that seems to go.
Chopper Cam Bike Repairs GB asks, what would be the best power controller for an O-gauge railway? I've got the standard controller with most sets, but I don't think it's good enough. Now, if you're on DC, I always think that the best controller that you can invest in is the Gauge Master DC controllers. As Ham Shackleton says there, look at Gauge Master. I've got a Gauge Master Model D. It's a 2-track controller. If you're looking at running multiple trains, look at they've got the Model D. Also the Model Q, which is a 4-track controller if you want to run 4 trains on DC at the same time. And then they have a Series E, which is the economy model. They also feature outputs that you can use for lighting at 12 volts, 16 volts AC to power a CDU. If you're going to use solenoids, they really are an all-round great controller, and they do come with a lifetime guarantee.
How good is that photo?
This is brilliant. I love Mark Wilson's layouts. They really are so well done.
To be honest with you, if I'd seen that and you told me it was real, I'd believe you.
Absolutely. So really.
Oh my goodness!
I've seen some of these pictures. Really are great.
Oh my!
And the quality of the modelling. Mark Wilson is really. I feel we are in the presence of greatness, because when I look at his models, I think, I feel almost embarrassed that I'm on YouTube and billed as being a professional model maker, and there are people who are able to do stuff to this high standard.
This is just.
And I just mess about with stuff. This is perfection. Absolutely.
If this guy isn't making scenes for model shots in film, then he should be.
Can I just say, if GMRC Series 3 goes on, I want this guy on my team. I'll make the dream team.
Yeah, and you won't see him for the entire event until the last day, when he just appears out of the back room where he spent the entire time.
Yeah, and he just places
epic.
Just places this on the left. It's just something I whittled up and just put. But yeah, Mark Wilson, you're on the dream team. Les Cliff, obviously you need Les on there. Les is the scenery guru. But this is incredible.
Detail level.
Look
Oh my goodness!
I mean, with a bit of a filter on that, you could actually pass that off as being the real thing.
Yeah, all the notice boards have words and everything on them. Oh my goodness!
Really, this is amazing modelling.
Oh, This is just so good. Yeah. Gordon Hanning is correct here. Love the way the back scene just blends in.
Yeah.
Exactly. It's just right.
And even from
goodness.
every angle, the back scene
so
just
good.
works. Really, really. Worthington Model Railway says, I agree, Jenny. His work is outstanding. Mark Wilson says, yes, I'm on your team, Middock.
Fantastic.
Excellent.
Fantastico.
So we'll put together a team, and to be honest, with people like that on, you just go, yeah, we got Mark Wilson on our team, and everybody else is like, oh crap. It was. We had a lovely day out. We had a meal in a travel lodge. It was great. Right, thanks. Cheers. See you next year.
See you next year.
Yeah. We'll save all the aggro. Here's the trophy. But yeah, that was great. Thank you ever so much for sharing those pictures with us.
That was superb. Right, we've got another one here from Philip Page, and if I can just get through this advert for YouTube Premium, which they totally weren't listening in when we were talking earlier on, because if they were, they'd know that we won't be buying it due to the fact that we have 5 channels and can't link them all to one thing. So this one's from Philip Page, and I'm just grabbing the content here. It's the East Lancashire Railway Autumn Diesel Gala.
Oh yeah, people asked whether we were going. We couldn't do it. So
if you want to bring
busy.
that up on the screen, let's give it a shot.
There we go.
So this should be interesting. It is, yeah, no.
So we got Class 37 there. Looks like 37108. Oh, a ScotRail liveried Class 47 at Bury Bolton Street. That's on one side of the island platform. It's a very interesting track layout at Bury Bolton Street, because the line that's on the other side of that island platform behind this, that's actually got the stairs in that bit of brickwork there. It comes, because of the angle and the tightness of the site, it has to actually go over a diamond crossing. You see the track coming in there. That actually goes over that track on a diamond crossing before it joins the track on the right, because of how tight the site is. But that's a great location. I've actually stood there and filmed before now as well. Really good location.
If I remember correctly, there's a short fence that you can just sort of lean on.
And behind you, there's like a little shop, a model shop, where they sell second-hand stuff on behalf of the railway, I believe. Just behind the person with the camera.
And on top of the model shop is a huge amount of chairs.
Yes, because it's actually underneath the station building, so it's fairly well protected. So, top and tail Class 47. Really, really nice there.
So realistic looking. I mean,
and
look at that.
D5054 Class 24. I've got that in model form.
Yes, Nigel Cole says, wow, the scenery looks even more realistic in this video.
Yeah, we did these guys on the GMRC team. And before anybody asks, no, I haven't actually seen whether they've got another one.
I would love to go on it myself with a small video project using, I believe it was Somerton's Ghost, the reflection option.
Yeah. Right, so that's the junction where the line to the left, where you see the Class 24, goes down through what used to be the other Bury station. I'm wanting to say Bury. I can't remember its name, but that's a Class 42 Glory, very, very smoky.
I love that. Whoa! What's just happened?
I don't know. Something's just derailed.
Yeah, I don't know where though.
Neither do I.
Oh no!
Press the red button.
I shall re-engage. But yeah, I forgot what I was going to say. Don't know what happened there.
No, very, very strange.
Yes.
But anyway, a Class 42 warship. That's a Class 37, even smokier. So that's coming off the line. It used to be the main line down into Manchester. It now goes to Buckley Wells. It is actually still connected to what is now the Metrolink line, but they only use it for engineering access.
That's a big choo-choo.
But yeah, over to your left there, that shed on the left, we actually got a full guided tour in there. And actually got a video.
Yeah.
It's one of the restoration sheds.
And you and the guy in there were joking about how much comes off a piece of metal for you to make a replacement part.
Yeah. So we're seeing the same station now from the other end. Where we were before, if anybody's interested, is right up there where you see that blue and white walkway. Underneath there on the right hand side was where that the last angle was from. There goes the Class 24 again. You get another good view of that little shed there. There's like an engineering facility in there. It is rail connected. You can just see the line going away to what used to be the bay platform at Bury Bolton Street. Technically it still is a bay platform, but it's much truncated because of the car park. Really smoky diesel. If my car chucked out that kind of smoke, I'd be worried.
I do like, though, that they were running that locomotive with the doors open, which makes me feel an awful lot better from when I accidentally do that on Train Simulator.
Martin Halstead says, raided that model shop at the East Lancs many a time. Okay. Absolutely, really good.
Well, I've put the link in the description bar because this is a 20-minute video, so we can't show the whole thing. But
right.
Thank you so much for
getting into this.
For passing it
this
over.
is a great video, actually.
Yeah.
It really does show a lot of the action going on down at
I
the
think
East
Jenny's
Lancs
going to be
Railway.
watching this later on.
Absolutely. So look, thank you ever so much for sharing that with us. And certainly the East Lancs Railway is a great location to go and visit. Do check it out if you're ever in the area.
Yes, and thank you very much to Philip Page for sending that over.
Thank you so much. What do we have next?
We have another one coming up. I'm just going to try and bring it up.
Alex Dent asks, what's going on with your train set, Jenny? I really don't know. Something has decided
You've pressed a button and everything fell over. That's what it is.
We're only drawing 2.2 amps out of a possible 5, so I really don't know. Are you alright there?
It's a little bit warm up here.
It does get warm up here.
Okay, this is from the Closet branch, and it's a short video called A Summer Day Memory.
Oh, excellent. Right, so if you bring that up full size. So it looks to be a US outline video.
Here we go.
So there we go. Oh, I did. And again,
oh my goodness.
Lighting and the back scene really work on this.
So good.
It's really great to see completely different landscapes. I must admit, I am really taken by these US outline railroads.
I have to admit, I do like them. They're very photogenic.
Absolutely. The lighting is perfect. It's really got a feel of a very bright summer's day.
Very hot day. When you think...
Yes, you can imagine that with the only thing missing is the shimmering heat haze in the distance. But that is really nice. And scale running speed trains, caboose on the back there, really nice.
That is so nice.
But look at that, how the layout blends to the back scene so effectively. Really, really nice. The lighting is perfect.
It looks
Warbler
wonderful.
Productions says that's not a model, that's real. No, it's a model, I think.
Pretty sure it's a model.
Absolutely, but this is really, really nice.
It's so well put together. This is wonderful.
Absolutely.
Look at the shadows. The way the lights are angled, so you get the proper shadow with the lights going through the middle of that bridge. That is wonderful. And scale speed running as well.
Absolutely. So this is a Southern Pacific. Looks like a GP something. I'm going to say either a GP9 or a GP40 because I have no idea what they are. But I mean, look at that with the box cars.
It's
really,
so
really nice.
Well done. Amazing.
In fact, the only thing that really gives away that it's a model is when the box cars lurch. That's the only thing that really does show this out as being a model. But other than that, this is a really great short line video.
Yeah, everyone in the chat is saying the same thing. This is wonderful.
A really nicely put together video as well.
Yeah.
So is that
thank you so much.
Is that the end of it? Oh well.
Thank you so much for that.
Thank you so much.
That was wonderful.
People got a little bit of a
look at all the. That's Leto's Law.
Yeah, Steve Leto is really, really great. Mark Wilson says
so
GP9,
well.
although Flying Mode Chairman 1 suggests GP15. Dongit's Model Railway says GP7 or GP9, not a GP40. I bow before everybody's greater knowledge.
Not a UB40?
No. Right, so we've got Worthington Model Railway now.
I think this will be something special for people.
I'm already
as well.
seeing a locomotive on a turntable. What's not to like?
Okay, here we go.
So,
Roundhouse on a turntable. and we have some text to go with it.
Okay.
Zoe,
I do
Jenny,
like the
I mentioned
roundhouse.
on a Monday Club recently that I was working on Kitbashing Metcalf single engine sheds into a roundhouse. I posted some progress pics on Facebook.
I
had some
saw,
amazingly
actually, yes.
positive feedback. Here's
Yeah.
a video showing the process and
Ooh.
progress.
Walter K. Wiggum. I saw Walter K. Wiggum. And the castle. That's one of your projects. But there we are.
That's
There's
really well.
the roundhouse.
But there, my goodness.
That's actually turned out really, really
That is
well.
amazing.
So you've got the 4 roads there off what I think it's a Pico turntable. They are quite good. The turntable I've got here is a Pico. But looks like an A1 or an A2. Is that an A1 or an A2 on there? I didn't quite see. But that's worked out really well. And those Metcalf card kits do work really well, blended
Metcalf
into...
makes some great looking card kits.
They do. I do like the weathering. Quite subtle weathering you've got down in the turntable well.
With
In fact,
little bits of grass here and there.
yeah,
and
I'm
moss.
actually looking at that and then looking at mine and thinking I need to put some bits of grass in mine.
It seems to work very nicely.
Yeah.
That is just so good.
And
Oh my goodness, the ballasting as well. It looks mucky, it looks used.
Absolutely, and one of the things as well, you can see here Worthington Model Railway has done really, really well around the base of the building, also in the turntable well. It's that little bit of grass around the edge, just like you get in the real world, and it's very, very good at hiding the join. And you can see here how it's used all of the bits of the kit bashed to make the outline of the roundhouse.
To make sure that he knows exactly what it's going to look like.
Hold on, I just need to clean a bit of track here, but yeah, this is
that
great.
is just so well thought out. And then of course, when you're putting the roof on, you've then got to think, well, how do I add the bits in between all the bits that we've got? And it's worked out well, but I can imagine it's taken a fair bit of planning before you even started.
Oh, absolutely.
Okay, I have no idea if that video's still going, Jen, because you're on the way
Yes,
of the monitor.
it is. Sorry,
Okay.
busy.
But yeah, it's come. The way he's done it, it's just hats off. It is just brilliant.
And it just shows how versatile a lot of these kits are in terms of what you can achieve there. I mean, that is very much off-piste with the from the instructions, but it's come out
the only
really,
thing
really
I can
well.
think would enhance it even further, maybe a bird or two on the roof nesting.
Maybe, but you know,
it's just so well done. But then again, I'm just being picky now because that's just brilliant as it is.
Harry Sedgwick says the Thompson Pacific Worthington Model Railway says it's an A1/3. Thank you ever so much.
Oh look, that's how he's done his grass bits. That is smart. You've done something similar before, haven't you?
Because you do it like that, let it dry, and then peel them off, and you get like a little ribbon of stuff.
Yeah.
So, thank you for joining us, Paul Murphy. I think Paul Murphy said, I'll leave the stream now. I'll be back next Monday. It's been great having your company. You take great care. I'll see you then. Harry Sedgwick says A1/1 prototype Pacific Loco of Thompson. Retro Mickey 82. That's one of your crowd in there. So also, hi. How are you both feeling, Zoe, now?
Oh, getting better now. Yeah, the video that comes out tomorrow on my vlog will show that I'm pretty much better now. That is just, I'm just amazed.
That is
wonderful.
really, really nice. And it just shows what you can achieve kit bashing some of these kits.
A bit of planning and it's worked out.
Really, really nice. So thank you ever so much. Manthony 1956 says, do you call this kit bashing in the UK? Yeah.
You're bashing kits together.
Yeah, definitely. Just kind of taking them outside the parameters of the
what would you call it in America? Modding or customizing or something?
They call it kit bashing as well.
I think they call it.
But look, thank you ever so much for that, Worthington
that was fantastic.
Model Railways.
Right, we've got 10 minutes left.
So it's 10 minutes. This is your 10-minute warning for the Hornby Model World, which is being shown on yesterday. NordVPN if you're outside of the UK.
Excuse me.
But there is a catch-up service on the Yesterday website. Yesterday is the rather strange-sounding name for a satellite channel in the UK.
Yeah.
Part of the UK TV network. And yes, it is what I was describing at the beginning of this year as Super Secret Project 10. Is actually the build that I've done for them. Not telling you anything more about that. I believe that will be in the final episode of the series. but you may have spotted me in the trailer, and it'd be interesting to see if I make like the credit montage. I'm certainly there in the montage for episode 1. You do see Weir Yard. Ironically, it's a Rapido Trains J70 that they focus on, which is not a Hornby product, but there you go. Right, Bo Minnick says we call it Kitbashing too.
Fair enough.
Harry Sedgwick says I've got it as number 60523 Suncastle. Ooh.
What I'm going to do is I'm going to make an executive decision and call this our last video of the night.
Okay.
So that people have time to actually
absolutely.
Get set up.
So we're going to finish a few minutes early just to allow people to switch over and catch that Hornby and Model World. Ben Tullett says, unfortunately, Billy's replacement VPN isn't working very well. I think you might need to shout louder. And Peter Leyland, absolutely, the beauty of Kitbashing, the finished product is unique, no one else has it. And here on Weir Yard, we've got a lot of Kitbashed card kits, so you'll see...
Although, to be fair, some of them weren't intended to be kitbashed, you just broke them.
No. I mean, things like the military establishment is 3 of the super quick market houses.
I would not have noticed that if
they work so well like
Yeah.
that. I would say they're a very versatile kit. Right,
Okay.
I'm going to...
This one, our final video, is from Underground
London.
Eric.
So Underground Eric, really... it was nice to actually meet him. Met him at Getz, but also previously at the when I picked up the 14XX.
Oh my
So
goodness.
London Underground theme here. We've got
Yes.
the Sarah Siddons type Metropolitan Vickers Bobo, the Hellion model. Actually, a really great model. I've got 2 of them. I bought one new and was so impressed with it that when I saw one second hand in as new in box for a knockdown price, I thought, you know what, I'm having that.
You know what, Eric? This is an amazing layout. So he sent us a message. Nice to see you both again at the Great Electric Train Show. Took a video of looking at my layout, which you can share on your stream if you wish. We do wish. Thank you.
Yes, we wish, and we
This
are.
is so nice. It reminds
Southern
me of
Train
fair
Girl
amount of
says
the one we were
camera
at.
is off, so I think we've lost another of the main cameras.
Probably.
We do suffer a lot with this.
We're going to have to sort them out. That is wonderful.
We must look up what the problem could be, because we seem to suffer greatly. Oh, the Wonder Bra advert. I do like that.
Oh, look at how he's got his track. His bridge merging into the back seat.
Yeah. Oh, that is
so
nice.
good.
I also like, it's quite interesting that you've got a gap behind the bridge before the back seat, and actually that works really well. Yeah, the Hello Boys adverts. Do you remember that? With
I think every lesbian of our age remembers the Hello Boys advert.
I actually, can I just say, that, and maybe this is inappropriate, I don't know, but after seeing that advert, I went out and bought not 1 but 2 of those Wonder Bras.
Yeah, you and lots of women.
Yeah. They don't actually do that design anymore. I'm sorry, there's lots and lots of boys going, but they don't actually do that style of Wonder Bra anymore. It's most disappointing, and I don't fit in the ones that I bought when I was a teenager.
Well, no, we've kind of expanded since
Yeah,
then.
unfortunately we have. But
Did he do any in old biddy shapes?
I think we're at an age where it's just hideous if we wear stuff like Wonder Bras.
This is
Ooh,
such
I like
a
that.
good layout. And it reminds me an
Ooh.
awful lot of... You know, last time we were down in London?
Yeah.
It reminds me an awful lot of where we were staying.
That one there is actually reminding me of Dagenham East Underground Station.
Take your word for it.
I was there, not last week before. And really great use of those retaining walls. They really do look the part. Do check out this video. Obviously, there's a commentary in it which we can't play because we just can't play the sound. But really nice.
We would get deafened.
Yeah, I do like the Belisha beacons there on the crossing. Really nice.
That is really
you
well
can get
done.
a kit for those where they flash.
Ailsmead Project says the Wonder Bra makes a good slingshot.
Very expensive.
Whoa!
Oh yes, we got ourselves a youth.
Engage sucks, it says.
I love it. Absolutely, sir. We salute
That
you.
is fantastic.
Yeah, I do love that. Oh wow, quite a collection there of the London Underground stock. really nice collection.
Yeah.
I can see London Underground is your thing.
Well, I'm not surprised given he's Underground Eric.
Yeah, the name does give it away.
Well, this is just superb. Right. How long is this video? Yeah, it's 5 minutes, so we're okay. We've timed it just right.
Absolutely, some
That
really,
is
really nice.
Oh, I like what he's done with the shelves.
Well, that's the little large cabinet.
Did you see what was in the back of the shelves? He put like signs and information.
Yeah,
so
yeah.
even if something was taken out of the shelving, it would still be a feature in the training room.
Yeah.
I like that idea. Good use of space.
Look nice. Really
That
nice.
is just superb.
It's like a rural scene, and of course, it's easy to forget that the London Underground does go through some more rural areas. But I like this as well. The station building on that oblique angle does actually remind me of the Dagenham East Underground station.
Yeah.
I like the start-up there with the flickering lights. Really nice things you can do on DCC.
Yes.
Alex Burrows asked, "Hey Jenny, when do you think the vid about the Caledonian 812 locos will be released?" We're looking at hopefully next week. And Nigel Cole says, "I thought the London Underground was a political movement." That's from a fish called Wanda.
Yes, it is, but it's still funny.
Yeah, so thank you ever so much for sharing this with us.
Okay, guys, we're going to have to end.
Yeah, we're going to call the stream now because don't forget to head on over to watch the Hornby Model World, aka Super Secret Squirrel Project
Project
10.
Mobile 1.
It was Project 10 because Project 009 was bizarrely my 009 layout.
Yeah, we've lost the camera.
Okay, let's try another camera.
We've lost all the cameras.
Let's try another one.
Yep.
There we go.
Hooray!
We got a camera. So we're going to try and fix that for next time. But look, it's been great having your company. And like I said, Hornby, a Model World, about to begin over on the Yesterday channel. Look out for me in there. But it's been great having your company. Don't forget, if you haven't done so, do tickle the like button. Share the stream as well on social media. Really important to let people know far and wide that the Monday Club is here and welcoming to everybody. And it's a great way to keep in touch with like-minded model railway enthusiasts around the world. And you can also keep up to date with each other on the Facebook group. Just do a search for the Jenny Monday Club Facebook group. I would love to hear from you all there. As I said before, we got a full review of the Acura Scale Coil A wagons coming out on Wednesday. We've got interviews as well with Hornby Magazine's Mike Wilde and New Junction, aka Richard Watson. We've got an interview with Ellis Clark from Ellis Clark Trains. We've got Keith Revel from KR Models. And we've also got that long-awaited interview with Lawrence Robbins from the MRC. But until next time, this is me, Jenny Coates. You take great care of yourself. And until next time, bye for now.
Bye-bye.